William Traynor has it all: a swanky apartment, a walking ad for a girlfriend, and a career that screams LinkedIn brag. But fate, being the petty little troll it is, decides he's due for a plot twist. One rainy morning, distracted by his phone and the illusion of control, Will gets smacked by a vehicle. Oops. Meanwhile, Louisa Clark is basically sunshine in human form, frolicking around in whimsical outfits while slinging coffee at a cafe that's too quirky to survive capitalism. Surprise, it closes. Her boss, oozing regret, gently fires her. Back home, Louisa is surrounded by a financially drowning family that treats her paycheck like it's oxygen. The dinner table becomes a battleground, but her mother, ever the motivational speaker, assures her something will come up. Next day, Louisa meets her boyfriend, Patrick, a human Fitbit obsessed with marathons and motivational cliches. He offers her advice, which is code for unsolicited opinions she didn't ask for. So off she goes to the employment center, where they casually suggest she take care of a paralyzed man. Because clearly, her extensive background in waitressing and wearing tights screams healthcare professional. Against all logic, Louisa accepts and shows up for the interview at what looks like a rejected Bridgerton set. The grandeur is nauseating. Camilla Traynor, Will's mother, radiates posh ice queen energy, while Louisa radiates confusion and glitter. Somehow, her rainbow personality gets her the job. Ecstatic and broke, Louisa is given the tour of Will's wing, a moody bachelor cave where Camilla explains that Louisa's main task isn't wiping but vibing. Just be a friend. You know, the kind that gets paid minimum wage. Louisa meets Will, scruffy beard, wild hair, and enough sarcasm to drown in. He greets her with guttural noises and side eyes sharp enough to slice steel. Louisa starts questioning all her life choices. Back at home, chaos reigns in the kitchen. Welcome to the Clark family circus. But when Louisa announces she landed the gig, everyone cheers like she won the lottery, which, in this household, she kinda did. Day 1. Nathan, Will's physical therapist and the only emotionally stable person in the house, reassures Louisa she won't be lifting or doing diaper duty. She asks what exactly her role is, and Nathan, blinking through the awkward, says, boost morale? AKA be Will's personal antidepressant. Louisa attempts to drag Will into activities like touching grass or using his laptop. He shuts her down with the finesse of a professional soul crusher. He finally requests she just shut up. Welcome to caregiving. Emotionally wounded, Louisa sulks alone in the garden, questioning her existence. Still, she returns daily, dressed like a walking Crayola ad, determined to out-cheer Will's misery. He pretends not to care, but clearly starts noticing her efforts. Damn it. Louisa vents to her sister Trina about her job from hell. But Trina drops her own bomb. She's going back to school, leaving Louisa to babysit their bankrupt parents. Sister of the year, folks. The next day, Will's old friends visit. Camilla looks like she just swallowed a lemon. Rupert and Alicia arrive, his bestie and ex, bringing tension and wedding announcements. Surprise, they're engaged. Cue Will's emotional implosion. Later, Alicia confesses to Louisa that she wanted to stay with Will, but couldn't help someone who didn't want help. Translation: this was hard, so I dipped. Louisa says nothing, but her face screams. Seriously? Post-visit, Louisa hears a crash. Turns out Will rage-yeeted a photo frame. Smash therapy. 1 stability 0. That night, Louisa vents to Patrick, who barely listens because he's too busy planning their now third-wheeled Norway trip. Oh, and he's entering a race while there, because of course he is. Romantic getaway equals brofest with cardio. Louisa tries to express her disappointment, but Patrick, armed with the empathy of a doorknob, waves it off. She smiles through the pain, bottling her rage for later. At Will's house, she's caught fixing his photo frame. He snaps, saying he doesn't want reminders of his past life. Louisa finally explodes, telling him to stop being such a nightmare. She lets it slip that she took the job because she's broke, not because she enjoys verbal abuse. Will, for once, shuts up. Later, he invites her to a movie with subtitles. The horror. She actually enjoys it. Progress. Their chat flows. Will even suggests going outside. Camilla sees them bonding and finally exhales. Nathan drops some hard truths. Will's condition is brutal, incurable, and full of pain. Reality check. It's worse than it looks. Louisa suggests a foreign film to Patrick, who scoffs and declares subtitles to be intellectual torture. He changes the movie without asking, and Louisa dies a little inside. Outside, snow. Inside, Will gets sick. His father panics and asks Louisa to keep watch. Will, ever the martyr, insists he's fine. He's not. Nathan arrives, goes into full ER mode, and stabilizes Will. Louisa sees wrist scars, lies unravel. Still, she stays by his side all night, watching old birthday videos of a Will who smiled. When he wakes and sees her there, something shifts. Then, eavesdropping strikes. Louisa hears Will's parents arguing. Will's made a deal. 6 more months, then Switzerland. Camilla is shattered. His dad is like, "Free Will, babes." Louisa wants to quit, but Trina says, why not make his last 6 months amazing? Because that's not a ton of pressure or anything. Louisa proposes the plan to Camilla, who's all in. Let Operation Cheer Up or Die Trying commence. She tricks Will into going to the races by blaming Nathan. Will's chair gets stuck in the mud. Metaphor much? Then a restaurant refuses him service. Louisa goes full Karen. Will is mortified. Next, Mozart concert. Louisa glams up, Will suits up. They're the hottest sad couple ever. The night's magical. Will even asks to stay in the car to hear the music. So feelings. Louisa brings Will home for birthday dinner. Patrick is late and jealous. Will flirts for sport. Patrick gifts Louisa jewelry with. Narcissist? Never. Will, in contrast, gifts the impossible. The childhood stockings Louisa always wanted. Points to house trainer. Next day, Will arranges a castle tour. On the tower, he shares his past Paris cafe obsession. Louisa begs him to go back. He says no, he can't go as this version of himself. Back home, Louisa's dad gets a job, thanks to Will's dad. Louisa worries it's charity. Will tells her to chill. Now she can focus on herself for once. At Alicia's wedding, Louisa gets tipsy and drags Will onto the dance floor. They don't care who's watching. Under the stars, they laugh. Cue the rom-com music. Back home, Will's parents panic about alcohol and partying, but they notice he's smiling. Like, actually smiling. Patrick and Louisa train for their imaginary vacation, but Patrick notices Louisa's time is all Will all the time. He throws a tantrum. Classic. Louisa learns Will still plans to end things. Cue one last trip. She plans a dream vacation, hoping he'll see the light. Patrick catches wind of this trip with another man and flips the table, metaphorically. He storms out, feeling betrayed. Bye, cardio, Ken. Vacation, dreamy beaches, perfect sunsets. One rainy night, Louisa climbs into bed with Will. They kiss, sparks fly, hope ignites. Next day, even better. Then Louisa says those words, "I love you," and Will says, "Cool, but I'm still gonna die." Record scratch. Louisa calls him selfish. Will counters, "You'll hate me later." She runs off, mascara and all. Back home, sadness hangs like fog. His parents ask Louisa for answers, and her silence says it all. Camilla crumbles. Louisa tells her family everything. Her mother is furious. Her dad, wise old man mode, "You can't change people, just love them, if they let you." So Louisa goes. Switzerland, Will's last day. She lies beside him. They kiss. They hold each other. She stays until the very end. A few days later, Louisa's in Paris at that cafe. A voiceover, Will's letter. He thanks her, tells her to live, and leaves her enough money to finally break free. Final scene, Louisa walking the Paris streets, sad, brave, and ready. Cue end credits and collective emotional damage.